Social health will impact your mental health. Social health will impact your success in life. Social health will impact everything else in your life if you don't focus on it. And all the successful people who are entrepreneurs or who have mental health, who have really amazing lives, they've all focused on it, but they just didn't really put it into the package of social health. So I'm really, really, really excited to walk you through this. And I've created this self-assessment. So first part of this video will be this kind of self-assessment to help you understand where your social health is and what you need to focus on the most to have the biggest impact in your own life. And then the second part of the video will be about how you can start improving each of these pillars or each of these parts. So as you can see on the whiteboard, I've separated it into two legs. One leg is confidence, another leg is the depth of the relationships, right? So let's start deconstructing this a little bit. I will start with confidence and then I will move to over here depth of relationships. So first, let's look at our confidence. There are three things that build up the whole pillar of confidence, right? The first pillar is self-love. Second pillar, we're going to have social skills. And third pillar, we're going to have social habits, right? So now, when you're doing this assessment, this is the self-assessment part, okay? Give yourself a point for each of these from 0 to 5. 0 is in the area of self-love is I absolutely hate myself. 5 is I absolutely love myself. I'm the most amazing person to me that I know. Now there we're here. And secondly, we have social skills, right? 1 is I can't talk to people at all, and 5 is I can talk to anyone, anywhere. You can also maybe include with anxiety or without anxiety here, right? I can't talk to people without anxiety. That would still be a 0, even if you can talk to somebody, but you're always super anxious about it. And now, lastly, we have social habits. Now, self love and social skills are pretty self explanatory. Social habits, I'm going to explain a little bit more here. Social habits are, for example, if you go out drinking every Friday with your friends, or if you go out smoking weed every day, or if you play video games for 8 hours a day with your friends, or if you smoke to have the social aspect of smoking, right? Those are social habits that are that can either be very destructive for your life, right? So what I just said, smoking, playing too many video games, or going drinking alcohol too often, those are destructive habits. So that would be a 0. And if you have amazing, fulfilling, and growth-oriented social habits, that would be a 5. For example, you can go to open mics every weekend, or that would be that would be a very growth-oriented and very fulfilling social habit, right? Or you can go to masterminds, you can attend all sorts of networking events, for example, right? These are social habits that will impact your life in a big way. And a lot of us have destructive social habits because we don't really consciously choose our friends. We don't really consciously choose these habits. We kind of just fall into them based on our environment or based on who we're exposed to in school or at work. And that's what kind of we drift into. So you have to really choose your social habits. I hope this is making sense. So let's move on. I'll go through this self-assessment really quickly because I want to get to the second part of the class where I'll talk about how you can start improving these and what you should be focused on. Okay. Now, secondly, we have the depth of relationships. Notice I didn't say how often you see somebody, but really what the depth of the relationships is. So here we look at 4 areas. We look at friendships. Now again, 0 to 5. I don't have any friends, and 5 is I have ride or die friends. Next one, we have romance. 0 is I don't have a loving partner and I don't know what I want. And 5 would be something like I have the best life partner, or I'm single, but I'm really happy being single right now. And I know exactly who my ideal partner is. I know what I'm looking for. If by any chance I run into them, I know that they will be a great fit. Okay. Now, third, we have work. 0 is I hate my coworkers or bosses. I absolutely never want to see them again. 5 is I love my work buddies and we have amazing camaraderie. Pretty self-explanatory. And then lastly, we have family. 0 is awful and it stresses me out completely. And 5 is I love my family and I'm at peace with my family situation. Whatever the family situation is. I'll get into that a little bit on the side of the social health in the case of how we can improve it. So let me open the correct whiteboard. Here we go. Social health too. So here we have how we can start improving. So at this point, I'm going to ask you to pause for a little bit. Let me also make sure that this is correctly in frame so you can see all of them very clearly. There we go. So here you can pause a little bit and do the assessment. If you haven't done it throughout, pause the video and do it. And now let's dive into how you can start improving it. Before I do that, you should be setting two goals right now. Two goals that you should be setting. All right, let me also write this down here. Two goals. One is to improve the lowest score, and two, improve the area you want the most. Okay. So you would like to, ideally, you will work on two goals at the same time. So let's dive into it. What are these areas and how you can start improving each of these one by one? It's the same order, so let's go. With self-love, you can start improving your self-love with two ways. I will always give you two ways here that I know of, that I've used personally in my life, that helped me the most. First, we have a confidence building habit. That's something that's physically active, that will help you become stronger physically, that transfers into mental confidence and into social confidence as well. And then secondly, we have gratitude and meditations. Amazing habits, having a gratitude journal or something like that, or a gratitude meditation even, absolutely life changing and can definitely change your confidence. Secondly, we're going to have the skills. Okay, with social skills, you can start by feeding your mind with how to. That's what I did as well. I would literally watch videos of how to talk to people, how to talk to girls, how to make friends. I would feed my mind because I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand. And I felt like I'm too awkward, and I was trying to hide it at first. I didn't, I pretended like I didn't have to learn about these things, but I really had to. And then the second thing is leveled exposure therapy. This is where you go out step by step and you actually practice your skills in the real world. You try and talk to strangers, or you try to have a deeper conversation with somebody. You invite a friend out. Whatever your level is, that's where you want to start. And it's always a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and you go level up, level by level. That's why it's leveled. And lastly, in the realm or in the pillar of confidence, we have social habits. And so, first, you want to start joining new groups and communities, right? And secondly, you want to start limiting your old habits. You don't have to cut them out completely, although for some of you might have to do that, but a lot of you can just start limiting it. Instead of going out drinking every Friday, start going out drinking every once a month, or instead of smoking weed every day, or playing video games with your friends every single day for hours and hours, just limit it to a couple times a week, and then limit it more as you replace those with new social habits, like going to a mastermind, or going to a meetup, or going to a networking event, things like that. I hope you're getting this. I'm going to go over this really quickly. I'm going to go deeper into all of these in subsequent videos, but now I want to kind of give you the outline here. So here we go into the pillar of depth of relationships. We are starting with friendships, right? So first, if you want to improve your friendships, first really sit down and define who your ideal friends are. What are their values? What are their goals? What are their dreams? What's their life situation? What is their money situation? What are they doing in life? Are they entrepreneurs, or do they have jobs? Are they into sports? What are their interests? Literally as clear, as specific as possible, to identify who you want your ideal friends to be. Again, like I said earlier, too many of us just fall into friendships randomly, and it does not work. All right. You have to be intentional about the friendships that you choose. And secondly, go out and make new friends at some networking events or in public, wherever. And second, very important part is invest into the friends, invest into the friendships. Now, this doesn't mean shower them with money, but this means spend the time, spend the energy, reach out once again, invite them to something, come up with a meeting, invite them over, have them around for dinner, right? Give them advice, or really try and stick around and build the friendships. They don't happen just by themselves. You have to invest into them. Moving on to romance. You want to define Exactly. Once again, define exactly who you want your ideal partner to be. If you don't have a clear idea, that's where you absolutely have to start. And even if you are already in a relationship, create a vision for the relationship. What would be the best ideal situation that you can grow towards? And then second, very important, this is where it is different to friendships, is start becoming the person who will attract the partner. Now you want to do this with friends as well, but in romantic relationships, in these kind of relationships, very, very, very important. I would say even more important than in friendships. Really ask yourself honestly, okay, I have this idea of the ideal partner, right? Would this person be interested in who I am now? And if the answer is no, then you gotta start working on yourself. And even if the answer is yes, then you still gotta keep working on yourself and improving yourself anyway. So become the person that your ideal partner would be really, really interested in. And the same, if you are in a relationship already, the growth of the relationship will start with you, right? So create the vision of the relationship, and then you have to start becoming more of the person who can create the relationship, and your partner will follow. Or if you already have a very healthy, very good relationship, talk about the vision yourself and bring it forth together, right? Now, moving on, going around really, really quickly before I'm gonna once again, I'm gonna do more deeper dives into all of these work relationships, right? First thing that you can try is start trying to connect with your coworkers on a little bit of a deeper level, right? So treat them more as friends and see how you can create deeper relationship. Be really interested in their lives outside of work, right? And if they are by any chance people that you are you might resonate with. If they are not people that you might resonate with at all, then first start working on changing jobs. Again, define what your ideal job would be like. Define who your ideal coworkers would be like, and start working on changing jobs. Now, this cannot happen really overnight. Probably for some people it might be able to happen faster. For some people slower, but really start working on that, because you will spend a lot of your time at work. And so if you are not working on your business yet, or if you're not working towards becoming a business person and entrepreneur, then make sure that you have a good job with good people around you, because you will spend the majority of your time at work. And if you have very unhealthy work relationships, your social health will suffer, your mental health will suffer, all of your life will suffer if you don't really focus on this. Okay. And then lastly, in the depth of relationships, we have family. Okay. Now, here, family can get really tricky because we don't choose our family. We don't really want to abandon our family if you don't vibe with them very well, right? And for some of us, we might be able to fix it and to improve ourselves and help improve them. For some of us, that might not be the case, right? So you might want to actually distance yourself. But do things that you can do. Assess really honestly if there is something that you can do. In usually that would be invest more energy into them by improving yourself and providing better space, having deeper conversations, asking better questions, things like that. If you feel like there's absolutely nothing that you can do right now to improve your family relationships, then start distancing yourself a little bit and invest into yourself, right? Accept them fully, accept the situation with your family, start investing into yourself and creating inner peace and more peace about the situation. You can distance yourself, you can still love them, you can still wish them all your best, and start creating your soul family, right? This is where you can blend friendships and your soul family, right? Who can be your soul brother, who can be your soul sister. You can even find somebody who might be your mentor or your soul mom or soul dad. I've done this in my um, life as well, because I felt like nobody in my family supported me. Everybody told me I was crazy. And so I went out and I found the soul family. Found a soul brother. I found a soul mom. I found a soul dad temporarily back then as well. And of course, friendships and all relationships kind of move on, right? Some are for a season and some are for a lifetime. But overall, that's what really helped me create inner peace and start being distance myself from my family. That improved my relationships by itself. I can get deeper into that as well later. But if you resonate with this idea of social health, Once again, set your goals, improve your lowest score, and improve the area that you want the most, and start working on it. Read some of the examples that I gave you here today. And if you want to do a deep dive into really mastering your social health and taking your confidence to the next level, taking the depth of your relationships and communication to the next level, don't hesitate to reach out. There's a link in the description that you can use to find my Instagram where you can reach out, we can have a chat, and we can also have a conversation. If you're watching this video right now, there is a chance that I can still provide you with a private one-on-one coaching strategy session. Now, if that's the option, definitely use it. If that's not an option anymore, then we're gonna have to talk first. Maybe you can get more trainings, and then we can get in touch later. And so I'm wishing you absolutely all the best. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Go check out my Instagram at Make Friends with Ondra. That's where all of my social health stuff and social anxiety stuff and confidence is. And so I will hopefully see you there, and have a great rest of the day.